Hey guys, welcome back to the Ron Williams YouTube channel. Listen, I'm going to give you a Mr. Universe tip. Today is going to be about fear and what fear's purpose is and how it actually plays out in your life, how it shows up, what we're to do with fear. Fear is not the worst thing. Fear is not the worst thing. If you're afraid, that's okay. It really doesn't matter. What really matters is what you do with the fear. Fear is actually a good thing. It's an opportunity for you to make a very, very good decision. It's a character building thing. You know, it's a courage building thing. Did you know that it is impossible to have courage without fear? Because the definition of fear is the definition of courage is overcoming fear. If I don't have fear to overcome, there can be no courage at that particular time or in that particular incident. So I just want to show you something here. I'm going to tell you something that happened to me. I was in the bodybuilding world for years and years and years, 3 decades actually. And I was coming out of the bodybuilding world probably in the second decade, and I was starting to do more business. I have my own business, and I've had my own business for a long time, but at this time, I'm gonna start working with companies, and I'm sitting down with these different leaders and entrepreneurs and businessmen. I have no business knowledge whatsoever. It is said that you are the average of the 5 people that you hang around with most. And at that time, I didn't hang around with that many businessmen. And so I started developing some friendships in business, and they were giving me advice and different things like that. Now, make a long story short, what happened is there was this product that I was wanting to take, but I wanted to have that product tested. I wanted to make sure that all of the qualities that I needed, all of the qualifications I could find in this product. So I took it to my biochemist, had him look at it. He says, great product, go ahead and give it a try. So I told the company, I said, listen, I will not endorse this product. I don't want you to tell anybody you gave me this product, that I'm using this product. I don't want you to use my name, and I need your word on that, because if I'm gonna endorse it, I'm gonna endorse it. I don't want you to bastardize my name. And so they said, okay. So I took the product, started taking the product, and lo and behold, I started seeing results from this product. Went back to the company, and I told them, listen, I want to sit and talk with you guys about this product. So listen, this is what happened. I'm thinking on my way to the business meeting. They have all of their executives coming to this meeting to meet with Mr. Universe. Not realizing I was trembling and shaking. I didn't know what I was going to say, guys. I didn't know how to interact with these guys, and I'm afraid. I mean, you get right down to it, I am absolutely afraid to sit in this boardroom with all of these businessmen and not even know how to have a conversation with them. So I am filled with this word. And again, I'm in this small world, me, and I've got to go outside of this world that I'm so accustomed to, and I am filled with fear. So how do we deal with this? One good thing is this: I did go. Fear wasn't so strong in my life that it stopped me from showing up. So the first step is show up. So if I was going to put a 1 there, it would be show up. First thing you want to do is make sure you show up. So I get in this business meeting, and they're talking and they're saying, this is what we could do. And I'm just kind of listening. It might even look like I know what they're saying, but I have no idea. They're throwing numbers out there, and they're throwing, so many things they were saying. I can't even remember what they were saying. I was just listening and nodding my head. And I said to him, I said, I think we ought to have this meeting again next week. It was just enough. I mean, it took so much for me to even show up to that meeting. So we left that meeting, went and talked to a few friends, and one friend of mine owns a flag company. It's actually called Colonial Flag. Great businessman. And he was telling me, he said, listen, Ron, he says, when you go into business with somebody and you're doing business with them, you want to make sure that you have the controlling interest. And the controlling interest is 51%. Boom, 51% stuck in my head. So I go back to this business meeting this next week. I sit down with the guys and they come up with all of these numbers, and then they look at me and they say, Ron, what do you think? I don't remember anything, guys. All I know is 51%. So I see a 20% here, my name by it, 20% here, 40% here, and I look at them and I think, they are trying to rip me off. Do they know who I am? I'm Mr. Universe. And I said this. They said, well, Ron, what do you think? I said, 51%. And they said, what? I said, 51%. That's controlling interest. That's the only thing I knew. 51%, that's controlling interest. If this thing takes off, I don't want you to change my verbiage. I don't want you to change the direction this is going in. And I'm the face behind this. Guys, I had nothing. They had the product. They had the marketing. They had the company. They had everything. And I'm asking for 51%. I had no idea I was so far off. Today, if they would have given me 20%, I would have been excited. But because I didn't know anything, ignorance is bliss. And they looked at me. They said, Ron, we know your integrity. We know you're a good guy. We know you're current Mr. Universe. But 51%, that's a long shot. I said, guys, I really like you. But all I know, is money changes people. And, I just need controlling interest. I mean, 51%. And they said, for anybody else, we would not have done this, but we're going to give you 51%. That's the best business I've ever done. First business deal, best business I've ever done. But I realize now that it was foolish on my part to ask for that, but I got it. But what I'm saying to you is that fear didn't stop me. Fear, its job is to paralyze you. When you're driving, when you hear a car driving down the street and it screeches to a halt, what do? We freeze. That's fear's job. We're afraid. That's a natural fear. That fear itself will protect you. But when you're afraid of circumstances, you're afraid of situations, you're afraid of growth, the fear itself is not the worst thing, but what will you do with it? You've got to grow and move above that. When it comes to bodybuilding, when it comes to building your body, when it comes to business, when it comes to family, there are those things where it takes a courageous man, a courageous woman to rise above the circumstance and do what is necessary. I was afraid going into that boardroom to talk to those guys, but you know what? I mustered it up and I got the job done. So guys, if you're afraid, rise above it. I can remember times getting under the weight and really that anticipation and the fear of, what if I can't do this? And then rising above it and saying, no, there's nothing that I can't do. I am going to do this. And so I do it. So what is it that you're struggling with today that you need to rise above and overcome? Tip for the day, guys. Fear is made to be conquered. So do it. God bless you till next time. What you want,